What up, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 300. Yes, 300 of WWT Live. We got a lot of surprises. We got prizes. We got money. We got stuff. A whole bunch of things happening. You want to keep it locked. Coming up next.
Hey, y'all. It's Kona.
And I'm Chaos. And you're watching
Women's Wrestling Talk.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 300 of WWT Live. Wow, we got a lot of things happening. I don't know how I'm gonna do this order. Let's go with, the man who would cuss you so politely. Professor's in the building.
Go forward. Go forward. Go forward.
Well, happy 300, everyone. It's good to be
300.
back. How are you, TK?
I'm good. I'm good. It's shout out to I'm gonna give him his flowers now. After you guys see this video he did, I'm gonna give him his flowers. But shout out to our producer Dylan, working and doing some stuff for us in the back end. That I don't know that I've been ever as excited to debut this creation that has come about because of 300 episodes. So I'm stoked. But it's not just the professor.
Nope.
She's also in the building too. Miss Honey, she here. How are you doing?
You know what time it is. Happy 300, guys.
Happy 300. You came just in time. You found the perfect sweet spot to join WWT Live. Yeah, you found the perfect sweet, because if you came at the same time this gentleman came, you might not be here. Betty said in the building as well.
Some might say the guest of honor. Some might say the house that the mayor built.
Snap.
Coming in hot.
Some might say the person that set the table.
Wow. We're not even 3 minutes in. All right. Okay.
I don't know.
We're on time. We're on time today too. Let's. We're on time. Episode 300. 1 year in.
Man.
All right.
Okay.
These vibes are strong today.
I mean,
we have one more special guest. Well, not one more. We have two special guests. One is going to be, well, you'll see when he gets there. Okay, gotcha. But we have honorary co-host, because he's been on multiple times, and I also feel like it's kind of like, that one cousin that's like not across the block, but they're across the pond, but they still family.
yeah,
This is next.
of course. That's always family. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, just like, he's not here all the time, but him,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're
Yeah.
family. So it's like,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's my cousin from across the pond. That's like, we don't see each other all the time, but we family. So
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. What's up, people? And congrats on 300.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
impressive.
Very impressive. It didn't dawn on me until like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh shoot, we here.
Yeah.
That's my cousin. Shout out to MB. We're gonna be using a lot of WOMs, I already know. But before I play this video that Dylan so graciously had the time to do at I believe an ungodly hour his time. Let's hit the first story. We'll wait for more people to get into chat to watch all the things. What we got?
Well, okay. If we're gonna start with the first story, again, as we always say, a lot happens in 48 hours, which is what makes this show so crazy. And strangely enough, so far the biggest story isn't coming from either of the big promotions. Instead, It's coming from a promotion that we've been connected to here at Women's Wrestling Talk, and that is WOW. WOW, an all-women's promotion. You know, we've all celebrated all the things that are happening there. Well, we were very surprised to hear that 2 of the prominent members of that roster are no longer with them. And that is Chaos and Kona, the Tonga twins, who have been with the company since 2022. They're gone. And they're gone by their own accord. They are free agents, and they took to X to leave this note. And I'll read as much as I can. It says, we'll be speaking out soon, but for now, we will leave it here. To all of the women who are scared to speak up, we stand for you. You will no longer see us on now because we spoke up. You can't do this to good people who sacrifice their family. So evil. Mess with us, you mess with our kids and family, and that's personal. Wait on it. Tonga twins are now free agents. The marathon continues. And then, well, I can't quite read the hashtag they had. Let's just say
I can.
I can.
They said WOW was number 1. That's what they said. So this is interesting. We still don't officially know what happened. They have not made any additional statements. WOW has not made a statement. We can't even really fully speculate, but what we do know for sure is that the Tonga twins are no longer there. And I saw this interesting post from, of all people, Rikishi today, who kind of hinted that, you know, we could be seeing them sooner than later in a certain bloodline. So yeah, the Tonga twins are no longer in WOW. I'm curious in terms of what you guys were thinking when you heard this news.
I mean, if there's anything you don't play about when you don't wow, that I see that comment there. That's pretty pretty cool idea. We'll get to it. No, but I'm sorry, I got distracted. But honestly, if there's something that you don't play about with anybody, it's their kids or their family. Whatever happened behind closed doors must have been in very bad form or bad taste on somebody's end. I mean, it's you know, it's hard to say which end, you know, what exactly had happened or what could have possibly transpired to have caused such a sudden, you know, exit, as well as, you know, a very aggressive response to everything, and, you know, to confirm what's going on, because apparently they're not playing. And I wouldn't either, and I don't blame anybody who would either play about their family or their children, especially if there's children involved. You don't play you know, play with that stuff. But going back to as far as, you know, them being free agents, I think that is now there's going to be lots more eyes on these 2, considering the history that they had together and considering how successful they've been. You know, I just hope that they get the justice that they rightfully deserve, and, you know, make sure that, you know, whatever they, you know, what's going on or whatever happened gets settled for sure.
Without speculating and wanting to know too much detail, the second the quote tweet, I believe, from Kona is very telling. She said, "To my kids, mommy, sorry," which that makes the mind go so many different directions as to what is going on. And to this point, I don't believe WOW has put out a actual statement. So,
right.
Yeah. So you would hope that justice is done right by the twins, just because if there's children involved and they were wronged in any way, that's a big no-no for any promotion. So, without us fans and journalists, media wanting to know too much, I just hope that all parties are satisfied on the end and people get their just due. Because if there's children involved and it was just something where it was just irreparable damage, then I don't know what to think.
Yeah, I think just on like a legality point of view, like there's definitely guilt being shown here by WOW or whomsoever, you know, is involved in this, because even to just up and leave your contract, you know, for them to agree that clearly shows that it's like, okay, we're regretful of what happened. If this is what they want, let's kind of grant what they want, sort of thing. So someone is definitely, you know, guilty on that end. I think that kind of shows that, like I think we're speaking about at the top of this, like the Tonga twins are probably one of the, you know, cornerstones of that show.
Sure.
So yeah, you don't let your prized assets just leave just like that. So yeah, when it comes out, I think it's going to be pretty serious, probably quite damning, and like you said, if there's kids involved, it kind of makes it worse. But hopefully whatever the damage is, you know, it can be overcome. It's not too bad.
Interestingly enough, no.
Yes. So I was gonna say that I did reach out to the WoW PR team. They had no comment yesterday and no comment today, and I don't believe they're going to be putting out a comment. They also did, I don't know if you were going to say this, Bonner, that they, you know, the Tonga twins essentially kind of named people who weren't involved in their tweets, and you guys can go back into their tweets and stuff like that. But yeah, if there are children involved, definitely. I did also reach out to the Tonga twins, and they asked for some time to, you know, process, which is also something that's very telling. You know, as we all know, there's three sides to a story. So we'll see what's going to happen. However, hoping that nothing damaging as far as to their kids happened, like Sed was saying, something that's, you know, you can't take back. They have been an amazing tag team on WoW, and you know, it was only a matter of time before you saw them somewhere else. So, you know, maybe this was the catalyst that they needed. Of course, not hoping nothing damaging happened to their children. Hope that maybe this is the catalyst that needed to happen for them to be put in the right place as far as a bigger promotion. Because it's not only that, you know, they have kind of the bloodline aspect going for them. They're amazing wrestlers. They have an amazing gimmick. You could take that anywhere. And I feel like, you know, what they were presenting on WoW could be transferable given where we are right now in the bloodline and everything that's happening. Like, could you imagine that? So, you know, hoping that it's nothing too crazy. But, you know, we're going to see what happens. But we did reach out to both parties. And like I said, WoW is not going to be putting out a statement as of today, because I checked in with them today as well. So now that I think about it, it's probably the wrong story to start with, but I feel like we needed to get that out. That needs to get that out of the way, because
we do need to get that out of the way. Yeah.
And you know, we do have a WoW post show, and you know, I know also to piggyback on that, I know several people who are no longer supporting WoW, but you also have to remember that there's several wrestlers. I don't even know how big that roster is, because it feels like every show they're adding more wrestlers in a good way. There's several wrestlers who are getting their opportunities at WoW that they weren't getting in other places. So, you know, I understand that you want to, you know, take WoW down, but we don't know what happened, one. And two, destroying a promotion in spite of 20 or 30 other wrestlers that had these opportunities to be on CBS, that might not be the play. So, you know, I think we should just take a beat and just wait and see exactly what happened before you essentially try to take down a company and take these opportunities from other wrestlers. Now, if all the other wrestlers come out, that's another discussion to be had.
I was going to say that they mentioned, you know, for all the women who are afraid to speak up, clearly something's going on there where, you know, it's more than them now. It's bigger than just them as well. You know, they're trying to speak up and stand up for the whole roster, if that's the case.
Well, that's the assumption. We don't know because we just finished the Me Too movement we didn't just finish it, but that could have just been a general to women in general. You know what I'm saying? So this can get played into so many different directions, and not until, you know, they decide to, if they want to tell their story, that we're gonna know. But
right.
You know, we also have to just be very mindful that there are other women who haven't left, who are there, and, you know, they need our support as well. So with that being said, it looks like he's...
I was going to say, do we want to rip the other Band-Aid off and then from there just celebrate the rest of the show? because there's another Band-Aid to rip off too. I will say this. I think it is so interesting that this is episode 300 and we've had the things that have happened in the last 2 days regarding women's wrestling. I think that is so intriguing, and it just speaks to why this particular platform is so necessary. So there's the issue that happened with WOW, and then there's an issue that happened Wednesday night at AEW. And so most people woke up yesterday to this news about a fan who was rather belligerent and downright disrespectful and inappropriate in talking to Sky Blue during the Ring of Honor tapings, which happened, of course, during that night on Dynamite. From the tweets that have been released from a number of the people involved, including Rachel Ellering, who apparently there was a match between Rachel Ellering and Sky Blue where all of this happened. Rachel Ellering tweeted, quote, "The speed at which Aubrey Edwards and I got out of the ring last night post-match to get this creep kicked out was remarkable. Olympic medalist speeds. I've never in my career heard such vulgar things being said to talent during a match. Sexual harassment is not heckling." She went on to say, "I do want to say this. Thank you very much to the rowdy, respectful fans that come out to enjoy the show and support. We really appreciate you. This guy wasn't a fan. He was a pervert who should be banned from shows for life." Aubrey Edwards went on to tweet, and she said, quote, "If you yell disgusting, vile, hateful things at my coworkers, I will make sure that you get kicked out. There is no place for that in wrestling. Heckling is fine, but when you've made the performer, me included, feel uncomfortable in their place of work, you've gone too far." Sky Blue went on to say, quote, "I'm beyond overwhelmed with all the love and support. Thank you, everyone. You have no idea how much appreciated. Let's make sure the future generations of women don't have to deal with this." Twitter became a very interesting place yesterday and even today with some of the comments that have come out from people, some trying to tell women how to dress, some trying to tell women how to present themselves. I guess my question to you is, here in 2024, can you believe, oh, wait, let me add one more thing to this too. If you were watching Dynamite that night, you also saw during the Mariah May Harley Cameron match, there's a moment where Saraya directed the cameras to come over and pointed at a spot right there in the front row and called that person a pervert, a horrible person. And it didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense in the moment, but now in context, it really does add a whole lot. What is going on that in 2024, we're dealing with this in the front row and the like? Mex, I want to go to you first.
So can I ask, because I think I saw like they said that they ejected the guy. Isn't that what Rachel Ellering and stuff said? So who was Saraya actually pointing at the guy or just where the guy was sitting when it happened?
So what I can't tell is if the match that was taped happened before or after Dynamite, because, you know, sometimes they tape Ring of Honor matches before Dynamite and after. So I can't tell where that was in that whole space. There was also a very weird moment, if you guys watched the opening of Dynamite, where they were panning, strangely enough, to that same section in the crowd. And there's a man next to a woman who literally pulls her shirt up. Like, all this happens on live television. Strange things are happening in pro wrestling. So back to you, Max.
Yeah, like I didn't understand what Saraya was doing when I watched Dynamite. Sure enough, you go to X afterwards and you see everyone talking about it. And I was actually quite happy for her to creep shame this person, and if that's what, you know, she was doing. Again, I don't know whether the guy was actually still sitting there at the time, but like, you know, we're talking all this time for years now, you know, the whole speaking out thing, especially from around the pandemic time, and you would think people get the picture. Like, we're trying to make these places safe. You know, people they claim they want women to be in wrestling, and they'll go on the internet and then complain when there's not enough women's matches, and you know, when women aren't being booked correctly and stuff like that. And then it's just from the fans who are supposed to be like the lifeblood of the business. Here, this is what you're doing to the women talents. Like, this is how you're making them feel. It's just like some of these guys, you just can't take them anywhere. Like, you have no business to be shouting that kind of stuff. Just because you think it's entertaining, like, or maybe you're entertaining your friends, but it's like when you deep it, when you really think about it, this person is at work just doing their job. And it's like, you know, you wouldn't go into, you know, your local supermarket and start heckling at you know, the store clerk. I'd like to think you wouldn't. So it's like, what are you doing? And it doesn't matter how, you know, she dresses. I think I saw, was it Chelsea Green? I think she said, you know, men come out in, you know, topless in their little pants, and you know, they don't tend to get heckled or anything like that. If women choose to do the same, you know, what's the issue? And I just even think with some people, there was that one account that was, I think Deonna Purrazzo replied to him, and someone else, I think it was Chelsea Green, replied to him. And I'm just thinking, you wrote the nonsense that you wrote. You would have probably read it to proofread it, and you still press send. Like, I just don't know what goes through people's heads. And just sometimes, even if you want to say something that's dumb, just don't read the room, sort of thing. But yeah, it's a shame. And they said that Sky Blue was quite upset afterwards. And that's you know, a young lady sort of thing. You know, she works hard. Sky Blue is literally everywhere, but she is still very young. So yeah, it's a shame that she obviously literally went to work and was made to feel like that. There's no excuse for it. But yeah, hopefully, you know, that guy gets like a serious ban, not just from this show, kicked out, but you know, a serious ban, like lifetime ban from AEW or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm sure we've all been at these live events where we've heard people, like there was one guy at TNA where he was so loud. Like, I get, like, I'm a person who likes to talk to the television, but in public, and I know wrestling events are a little bit different, but you know, when you are now so loud and you're saying all these things that the person can literally hear you, like, that's where it's just kind of like, you know, keep your inside voice, keep it to yourself. Or, you know, we kind of want to kind of have this position where you don't want people to say all these things, right? But the truth of the matter is, people do say horrible and disrespectful stuff within their friend group. Keep it within your friend group if you're going to say that stuff, but to say it in a public space and to think that it's okay is just insane. And there's so many other you know, psychological things we can put into that. But I'm glad that, you know, in particular, Aubrey did step in, because it looked like, I saw a lot of the tweets, like security wasn't doing anything. And I think they might have just been waiting from the okay from somebody to like say, like, this needs to happen, because I'm guessing security didn't want to be the people to kick them out and not, you know, get the repercussions if that was the wrong thing to do. So, you know, bravo on all their parts for standing up for Sky Blue and, you know, just the support. But the fact that this guy had a child with him, like, what
doesn't help the situation either. That's such great parenting. That was
Maybe
total sarcasm if you didn't get it.
Oh yeah.
For the people who didn't get it. That's just disgusting. I mean, it's hard. It's a little difficult for me to talk about things like that, but it's just don't go to the shows then. Just don't go. You know, if that's like, I'm not sure like what goes through people's heads where it's like, I'm gonna literally intentionally go to a show with my son, get hammered drunk, and just spew profanities at things that I don't like, particularly this girl, because for some reason that's just what he felt like doing, I guess. But I'm not sure exactly what his situation was, and if he, you know, I mean, I heard he was pretty belligerent, but just don't go to the damn shows, man, and don't bring your kid there doing all of that either. And keep it like, you know, to piggyback with what you said, TK, keep it within your friend group if that's how you're gonna talk. But people that like this is 2024. This is 2024. Like no need to say much more than that. But you have to consider other people's feelings and just be kind, people. Just be freaking kind.
I'm with Honey because Honey got on the low got a red Solo cup. I saw that. We won't just find what's inside of it, but I'm with you. But I don't know about y'all. I grew up on equal opportunity ass whoopings. So people just lack decorum in such a fashion that they're so comfortable believing that online is real and that they can carry it outside. I can't stress enough that you don't know these people and that you would not walk up to them on the street and spew the same things because you don't know what they can do. You don't know their families. You don't know who cares about them enough to protect them. So why would you do that in a public forum? And I don't know what it's going to take, like from bans or whatever, but like you just can't do that. You got to respect people as you would want to be respected, because eventually more aggressive things might happen. You said the guy was belligerent. Maybe they stop selling alcohol at shows. Maybe they start doing background checks on people and scrubbing their online history or social media to see like, hey, are you mentally stable enough to even come into this forum? It'll get more serious than anything, just because we're seeing more and more of this as we grow into these 2020s, that people just have no home training. And it's like, and if you can't correct yourself, somebody will correct it for you. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. These are billion-dollar companies. They're not hurting for your money, bro. They don't need to have you in attendance. And the sooner people realize that, the sooner we'll get to a place where everybody can kind of work and entertain. Because at the end of the day, it is entertainment. So like heckling, sure. But if you're just being aggressively horny in public, like what do you do in private? Nobody needs that.
Yeah.
Before we continue, it sounds like this
against the Constitution of what, MD? In Vice City, we believe in equal opportunity ass whoopings.
But I do want to address this one comment from MDB, who thinks that a lifetime ban is doing too much. And he says, I'm not absolving anyone from accountability, but let's be honest, though. Let me say this. Other sports and other teams from the NBA and the like have done that. There have been abusive fans who have been rude. They have created issues for players and athletes, and they have banned them for life. That is not out of the realm of possibility. And I think that it's about time for people to understand in the wrestling world that you can't do this kind of thing and it be okay. This is not, the 60s and the 70s and the 80s where you can bring a gun and try to shoot somebody or whatever. Like, you cannot put these wrestlers in harm's way. And particularly when we're talking about trying to keep women safe. Let me put it to you this way. We were very clear after 2001 that you could not walk into an airport and scream the word bomb, or you knew what was going to happen to you. You were not getting on. If you were on a plane and you said the word bomb, it wasn't going to happen for you. I think people need to be able to understand these rules of engagement. And it's clear that if you don't have enough personal wisdom and decorum to walk into a room and respect the people that are on stage in front of you, then no, let us help you. We don't need your money. And that's the first thing fans need to understand. Fans think that because they pay their money, they have the right to say whatever they want to these wrestlers. That is within reason, okay? Because these are people, and if at any point you make them feel unsafe, you don't deserve to be there. And I do think it is up to AEW, who, by the way, for those who've been to an AEW show, they do post a code of conduct before the show starts. So if you're not following that code of conduct, they say you're going to be removed from the building. So I think they need to proactively do that and not wait for the wrestlers in the ring to have to make that decision. That's a crazy moment that the wrestlers in the ring have to make that decision. I'm very nervous about that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, this stuff is for the kids, man. Like, let's remember, like, we're all adults and adolescents, whatever, that enjoy wrestling, but this entertainment is really for the kids. So, like, let's not ruin it for children that have to grow up and like be scarred and see that type of stuff.
Yeah. And then I think, you know, for MDB 999, I get as far as you paying your ticket, but there's a difference between, like Aubrey was saying, there's a difference from heckling, which is fine, versus harassment. So that's the biggest one. And I don't even know if this is the right segue for this co-host to come on. However, he has decided to come in from, I don't know, maybe he had a long, you know, holiday in Parkerville. You know, said just didn't let us know. But he has decided to join us for episode 300. Kane McCoy is in the building.
Oh my gosh. Happy 300, everybody. This has been a phenomenal day in the history of women's wrestling talk. They said we wouldn't get past episode 78, TK. And yet here we are. Here. You know what? I've been watching this. The same days as DJ Khaled. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. This is very exciting. I've been watching the shows. I apologize for my lateness. I was busy writing press releases for the Tonga twins. I was writing their press release, so hopefully that went over well with the wrestling community today. As far as this Sky Blue situation, I agree with not the bomb. I agree with Sid 1,000%. Sid, this is gonna be my talking point about the Sky Blue situation. We need to go back to wrestlers whooping on people in parking lots after the shows. That's what we need to go back to. All this Twitter thugging you think you're doing and just gonna get away with it, ain't gonna happen. Number two, Sky Blue is from Chicago. Chief, Lil Durk. You know what I mean? Don't be disrespecting Chicago, man. We outside. And how do you have no honor at a Ring of Honor show whose whole thing is the code of honor? What type of fan are
bro.
you? He's a fan, you freaky ass person. 69 gods. We don't want 69 gods at wrestling shows. So just respect the code of the honors, respect the wrestling. And if you feel like you got some situations to say to somebody, then meet them outside, okay? Tell Sky Blues men's to them, or tell the big probably swole common on steroids security guard that AEW has. You know what I'm talking about, the bald dude with the beard. Yeah, like tell them about it and see it. But cheesecake, right?
I thought he said something else.
What is happening?
I don't know.
So this is your first experience with Kane, honey.
Oh yeah,
so
the energy always changes.
Yes,
it always changes.
So great. No, but it's great. It's so great
for Kane McCoy.
It's so great. I'm here for it.
Not just Sky Blue from the North Side. They're not thugging over there. Have you been to the North Side? Ain't that where like the Cubs play or something?
I have
Lions,
no
Tigers,
idea.
and Bears. Oh my! Come on, fam.
With that being said,
stop being freaky at wrestling shows.
That there is that, and like
thank you, Dylan. That's what I thought was said. Dylan, you read my mind. That's what I thought was said.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
I think this is the right video, Dylan, but we'll see. But happy 300.
300.
300.
Huge congratulations.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Congratulations. 300 episodes and counting of WWT Live. I am so happy to be a part of the Women's Wrestling Talk.
What's up, y'all? It's Wrestling with Honey here, and I just want to give a huge shout out and huge congratulations to the WWT Live crew on their milestone of reaching 300 episodes. And here's to 300 million more.
Yo, TK, it's the Black Mouth of the South, one half of the former reigning Undisputed Podcast Tag Team Champions.
Hey,
your boy, the favorite, the man that has always been singing action, Jacob DeLawrence, coming in here just to say congratulations to you for 300 plus episodes of Women's Wrestle Talk.
Are you sure about that?
Because I say plus because this show ain't stopping. Congrats to you on what you've built and everything that you've done over the years, and thank you for letting me be a small part of it. And I promise I'm gonna come back at some point. Ignore the background. Just got home. I got to go take care of some business, but I had to come give you your flowers, TK. And we salute the real and one and only TK, not the one down in Jacksonville.
Good evening, WWT family, all of my peers, WWT Live viewers, and all constituents. It is I, the mayor of Vice City, the Prince of Parkerville, the Duke of the Dolanverse, the EST of WWT, your EST, with the celebratory message for all of you who may not know that WWT Live has now hit 300 episodes. So in honor of WWT 300, you're welcome. What else can I say? You're welcome. We've been a year in this thing, 365 days plus a WWT Live featuring your EST, a brand that I helped elevate to new heights. And I look to see these new heights grow more and more and more as we pour in the next 300. Salute. Mayor out.
Congratulations to WWT Live on episode 300. I am your professor, Gerard Bonner, GB, Teflon G, whatever you feel like calling me. And I am just so excited to congratulate my friend TK Trinidad and all of Women's Wrestling Talk for this amazing moment. 300 episodes. And I have the unique distinction of being there from episode 1, story 1. It's an honor to still be rocking with the crew. I love what we get to do. Shout out to everybody in the chat, those who have listened to us via our audio podcast or you watch the show and chime in. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be a part of this family, and I'm excited to see what happens in the next 300 episodes. What new stories will we tell, and what new interesting things will be created? Number 1, Women's Wrestling Network on the planet.
Blame
That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. That was so 300. Cool.
TK.
Yes.
TK.
Shout out to our producer Dylan for putting that together. Shout out to everybody in the chat: Jeffrey, MDB 999, Matt. I don't know where Bose is at. Bose
is here. He's in here.
He's here.
Okay.
He's here.
Our informational officer, Bosa, and everybody in the chat, you know, cousin Ron, you know, we start like, and we haven't even gotten to the episodes of Women's Wrestling Talk, which is a whole nother thing that's going to be happening in a few months as well. But, you know, when we started this, Professor survived. We started with a whole different crew, a new concept, something a little bit different, something fun. You know, this is what wrestling's supposed to do. We don't take it too seriously, and you know, minus some serious things that we have talked about, but it's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to create a family atmosphere, which I think we did. And, you know, I enjoy it. And, you know, I'm so thankful for you guys who enjoy it too. And here we are. I don't know about 3 million more episodes, according to Jacob, who never shows up, but yeah, we here. So with that being said, I don't know. Do you want to do some stories? Do you want to talk about some episodes? What y'all want to do?
More who said more episodes? Women's Wrestling Talk or WCW Monday Night Nitro? Women's Wrestling Talk, yeah.
I was gonna think WWT Live. Nitro
really?
began in
really?
Nitro began in 95. It's probably close. It's probably really close.
Nitro was on for at least 83 weeks. Just ask Eric Bischoff; he'll tell you every time you speak to him. So they were on for at least 83 weeks.
Well, so, they were on from 95. They were on from 95 through
01.
Top of 2001, which is 5.5 years.
Yeah.
It's close. That's close. It's close.
Bosa, let us know. Right. Bosa always has the numbers.
Yeah, that's a statistician. Once I figure out my light situation, I don't know if this QR code has got my lights going. Anyway, whatever.
Dylan says 288 of Nitro.
Hey,
wow.
Wow.
There goes that.
Wow.
You're better than Ted Turner, TK.
Well, we're working on it.
You were better than Ted Turner.
EST effect.
Oh Lord.
Wow. Shout out to thank you guys for doing that video.
Yeah, I saw the video, by the way. Shouts to was Jacob DeLawrence's his part shot in the boiler room where the Undertaker and Mankind fought at? Where was it? What was that, Jacob? What's happening back there?
I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on back there. I was just trying to pay as much attention to the message as possible.
Did y'all notice how Jacob said former tag team champs? I just want to put it on record that Jacob ate the pen, not me. I just want to put that on record.
I mean, you still haven't showed up to the NXT show, so I mean, here we are.
He's the.
So does that mean the tag team championship belts are now vacated, being that you don't have a partner since he took the pin?
I've graduated to new titles, as you can see.
Damn.
He's trying to go for that North American. He's trying to go for that North American.
We're now in office. We no longer perform.
He has a Legends deal, y'all. He has a Legends deal, y'all.
Understood.
You can't be trying to Angelo Dawkins your mans.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys have any favorite moments from WWT Live. And I don't know if we actually did we actually end up developing any questions now that remember and we're actually
I mean, you can ask people what their favorite moment was or most memorable moment of the past calendar year. I don't know.
We're trying to give out money, so that favorite moment is not money.
Not a question worthy. You want like a trivia type of thing?
Yes, we discussed this literally yesterday. Yes.
I get you. Why are we doing this on the air? Why?
Wow.
Wow. I wish we had a ticker for like most wants.
I have
or
one
something like that and being able to guess that.
Wait. Let me confirm the answer first.
Okay.
Let me confirm the answer.
I think I might have one.
I have one. I was right. Okay.
MDB 999. My favorite moment is whenever Professor gets annoyed with my profound,
which is every moment.
I mean,
of course they are. I've got one though. What day of the week was the debut episode of WWT Live? What day of the week?
Oh, wow, that's a hard one.
I remember it very clearly for a couple of reasons. So this is for the chat.
Yeah. We have some money that I will be cash apping or not WhatsApping, cash apping, PayPaling, or whatever you guys think for the person who has the right answer. And I feel like Dylan, you can't be part of this because you're like part of staff.
He already said an answer.
True.
So,
not saying that his answer is right, but
yes,
that's true.
So while we're doing that, did you also have a favorite moment, Professor, or was the question?
There were some really unique outbursts that happened, and I'm trying to remember some of the catalysts to them. Now there is a moment I can't fully. There is a moment that I can't fully explain. I don't even know. Some of you guys might actually know what happened. Some of you might remember this show. There was an episode where I don't remember what we were talking about, but whatever we were talking about, something happened here. And my face went, and I literally jumped off. You remember that, TK?
Oh wait, there's two moments. There was the sexy red moment, and then there was the phone call.
Oh, there's that one. There's that one.
What's the sexy red moment? You have
there's a sexy red moment.
That was the Pound Town Wrestling video being played, and Professor hearing it for the very first time.
I had never heard that song before, and I could not believe we were airing it. I just, yeah. That one was.
Professor prayers before he went to bed to cleanse himself from the words that he heard. And I think that was like the PG
Tuesday.
You did the PG mode? No, that one wasn't PG. There was nothing scrubbed out of that one. I heard every word.
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
Lord.
I like, and I actually might even pay money if somebody can find this clip. It's in the WWT Live vault, but it was when Professor was talking about Tyrus from NWA, and he was just saying he was not the greatest champ. And Professor went on and did essentially like a hybrid between Houseway and Soldier Boy in reference to why Tyrus was the champ. If somebody finds this clip, you don't even send you can send me the clip of a clip. If you find this clip and you hit me up, I will pay money for whoever finds this clip, because I don't have the time to dig through the crates. But that moment that always comes to mind.
Oh man,
forgot about that.
I'm gonna dig that up.
That's
I
funny.
want to see that.
Wow, MD, you just want
Oh boy. There was also, which I kind of reeled it back, thankfully. You guys might remember this, and this was kind of early too. Shortly after Ric Flair's final match, and how Ric Flair used to send me with all of his, it was just like, sir, please stop. Please. Just stop.
And we had the fake TK entrance moments. Those were some good moments as well.
Yes.
But we had some good
funny
times.
moments.
So we do y'all just be
yes. And some of you did it. Thank you very much.
Including me. I did it too.
Yes, yeah.
So
wait, here's my question to you guys. What's your favorite TK tangent?
Wow.
Because TK will do two things. She'll have a tangent, and then she'll have an analogy that you go
a terrible analogy.
Oh wait.
It's
a
always
Oh wait a minute.
It's always the boxing analogies.
Wait a minute. Oh man.
The boxing.
And I feel like she just did this like she just did this a while ago too, like probably around Philly time. So now I got to think about it. Damn. It's gonna come to me.
A special old nobody's saying, I like when Professor goes off on fools in Jesus' name.
Professor got to take us to church occasionally. Yes. Yes.
Oh man. There was one
speaking of Professor in church, I mean, he got real biblical the other day and got a real big pop out of me and TK. If anybody's seen it, it's on the WWT Talk Pod Instagram, so check it out and all the socials too. It's pretty funny.
Was very Samson.
That was hilarious.
Pretty funny analogy with the biblics, exactly.
Ed Ronell, I got a challenge. Me and Sid got a Kendrick and Drake for the what? He said the intro jack. Oh, for the intro jacket. Oh, intro. Oh, damn typo.
Oh,
intro jacket. Yeah.
I still don't know why I was given that intro to this day, but I mean,
it's one of those situations where like you see like James Storm in an episode of NXT using AJ Styles theme music before AJ got there. And then it's like, oh, okay. And then AJ used it, then you forget about it. Or like Hulk Hogan using Real American after the US Express used it.
Well, the real reason that
situations, by the way,
the real reason why this happened is because at one point during the course of there's that. But at one point during the course of WWT Live, Kane used to talk about his love life. We had segments about Kane's love life. That's the reason that segment came about, or that intro came about, and then said the complete.
I want to be on record that I have never talked about that on this platform. Just put that on record.
Which is literally what I was going to say. Said the complete opposite. Doesn't talk about his love life, but we all know Said is in and for the streets. So it's just kind of just.
I'm for.
She didn't just say you in them. She said you for them too.
Multiple prepositions.
Said's about to pound the streets.
This is
multiple.
Then there's that clip.
Fan.
With that being said, I don't know. Did anybody actually end up answering the question?
What favorite moment?
I thought
TK tangent
about the first. The TK tangent or the.
Is that what that was, or I'm not
the
sure
first
which
day of
question.
the show. And I mean, it feels like, honey, you have something about my so-called tangents. I don't think I go on too many tangents, but okay.
No, not too many tangents. But I'm trying to remember the analogy that you used with it. It hasn't come to my mind. But I will say a funny moment that I've witnessed on here since I've been on here was Christina's "Not My Rock."
All right, that was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christina.
That was a good moment too. That was a really good moment.
Oh, that's
like
so
that.
good. That's good.
So many things. I don't know if anybody answered the question.
No, I thought I did see it, and I'm looking again to
Kane's Day. We had that. We'll bring it back when Kane starts,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just came to me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
But Professor, wasn't there an analogy that she made in regards to like cheating on your partner when we were the only married people in the chat? Didn't that happen?
Yes,
I know that happened.
did happen. That did happen. And what were we supposed to say to that? Like, we were just like
I don't know.
I mean, they just come so effortlessly. She's like, well,
so
but
funny.
if you're cheating,
Like, wait, what? It was something like that. I'm gonna find that clip and send it to you.
Hilarious. So cousin Ron actually gets it. He's gonna say Tuesday before getting to the Monday, Wednesday format. That's correct. It was Tuesday. I was almost about to give the date, but I think that's another question. If you know the date of the debut episode.
All right. Well, cousin Ron, hit me up, and or cousin Professor, shoot me cousin Ron's info, and then I'm gonna send cousin Ron some cash.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday. Is Ranel from across the pond, bro? Like Mexico.
Oh no, Ranel's
No.
He's cousin. He's cousin Ron.
Yeah, he's here in the States.
He's cousin Ron.
He's a Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it was cousin Ron. I've heard of cousin Ron, but I ain't never heard of Ronel. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So,
no, that's cousin Ron.
That's cousin Ron. Okay, what up, cousin Ron?
So which I guess this is a moment. Little Professor's occasional appearances. He was
Those are my
on the
favorite.
pre-show today. He was on the pre-show today, but
he's a special attraction like Roman Reigns. He's a special attraction.
Yes,
It needs to be special events. Yes.
He's the tribal chief. We acknowledge Little Professor.
That's right.
We acknowledge him.
He's
great. He's great.
Special to nobodies. That's Toronto slang. I know that. You cheesing.
Oh yeah, to answer your question, special little nobodies for more yards than USC Reggie Bush. That's all I'll say.
Wait, what question?
More yards. So the question is, what was the debut date of WWT Live? And that was not the date, but that is my birthday. So thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that. That's a very important date.
Awesome.
He said it's a very important date. While people are figuring out that one, the person who gets that answer will get some merch. And actually, this would be the perfect time to see your options. And if you don't win some merch, you can also purchase some merch here.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
Did anybody answer the question?
Bottom
Correctly? I've not seen a correct answer yet.
Okay. While people are trying to guess, let's do a couple more stories before we get out of here.
Sure.
Actual stories or like story time?
I mean, do you have a
Stories
story
on the
from?
doc. But
stories on the doc.
I mean, said if you have some stories from Parkerville, please, you could share.
I was gonna say, I'm curious.
Nah, I don't got none of those.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
One day I will tell the story of how
You guys-
TK and I met, but I'm gonna save it for the NXT post show.
Which one?
I was there for that.
People
right?
know how, huh?
Or
People know that, but I mean, sure.
You said which post show?
Now's as good a time as any.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Oh, you
story.
don't know that?
Mm-mm.
Do you want to tell the story? Said.
I'm gonna wake up really early on a Wednesday for you guys and tell that story. Since I can't get
Fair
up,
enough.
apparently.
Okay, well.
I think I'm
Therefore,
there
the
for that,
story-
right? I'm like in a cut somewhere, just like
Yeah, you
like
were
I
there.
normally do. I was there. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember because I was like, that was a crazy weekend. You guys, that sounded real like FAN. That you're right with that, honey. You're right. That sounded real fan right there. Did you guys see the real quick thing with SmackDown preview tonight that Cody's number one contender might be a prime option? Wink, wink for Saudi.
Please, God, no. Please, no.
I know. I hope
Please,
not.
no.
Please.
Please,
The
no.
Office, Michael Scott. Please, God, no gift. Yeah. Why?
No.
It's been Triple H's worst booking. It's his
Delete.
biggest mistake.
Delete.
It's his. I don't care what no one says. Suicide Boy has no reason being in WWE. I'm not a fan. I hate the way he talks, the way he walks. I hate his U.S. title reign. Not a fan.
I hate his Prime logo
Hey,
in the ring.
Logo in the ring.
Damn.
I hate his little weird Twitch twink homies being involved in matches. Not a fan.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
So we're talking SmackDown. I kind of want to know what happened to our Queen of the Ring tournament we just talked about on Wednesday, getting like a major facelift.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So you guys remember Wednesday's show? We had kind of a whole lineup on what we were told were the matches for SmackDown on the Queen of the Ring, and that has literally changed. Did any of the matches stay the same? I don't think
we're getting Blair and Tiffany.
Yeah,
And
Blair and
then
Tiffany.
we inserted Bianca and Jade, and then now Naomi's wrestling Nia. I believe
And
Piper is wrestling.
No, Piper's wrestling Jade. Bianca's wrestling
Jade?
Candice LeRae.
No,
Yeah.
Bianca, Candice LeRae, and Nia and Naomi.
Yeah.
We will.
And then
get
Baron
Bianca
Corbin
Jade
and Mello.
eventually, and then Baron and Mello because Lashley's injured, right?
Right.
Well,
So
Lashley.
No, Lashley was supposed to face Tama Tonga, and now he's facing Angelo Dawkins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and take that pin one time for the one time. Go ahead and take the pin, Dawkins. Treat my man's better. He better than that. But
Shout
I
out,
think
speaking of treating people better, shout outs to Dylan for that comment. What about Zelina? I agree. What about Zelina?
yeah,
Zelina's on the Raw side, isn't she?
She is.
She
is. Because she's got that match against Shayna, which is supposed to be on a live event.
On a live show, yeah.
Apparently, they're saying it's happening on Raw on Monday.
Well,
really?
That was the thing, right? A couple of the matches were supposed to be happening either on Raw or at house shows. Matches
Interesting.
at house shows as well to try to boost up the importance of house shows, and they're going to show footage from that eventually and whatnot, and make the house shows can't miss. Which is good to kind of have like major things happen at house shows. So we're going to see what happens with that. King and Queen of the Ring, which, you know, having an event where it involves a woman ruling anything in Saudi Arabia, progress, I guess.
Well, they did crown the first Queen of the Ring in Saudi, but I have a very interesting. Yeah, that happened. I've got an interesting. I don't know what to make of this because with Bianca and Jade in this tournament, what's the real possibility that the tag team champions could end up fighting each other in this tournament?
One of them's going to lose. I'm not going to say who, but one of them's going to lose in first round.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. If they end up head to head, and this breaks up the tag team, like. I understand the short game with certain things, but if you're gonna do this, because this is so iconic, the just who they are and what they make up and what they represent, all this other things, it just be so terrible if it was just a short reign, and now they're going against each other. You know, it just. I hope that's not the case. What I do hope, which would be great, which I don't think is gonna happen, Naomi wins it. And now you have the big three literally holding three things.
That's what I want to see happen.
Even if Naomi's to win it, though, she still needs to beat one of possibly Jade or Bianca.
Yeah, but you can hold on to that.
Face off.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually, I think we know that that's going to happen. But she could hold on to it, and they can make something of it, almost like Austin did when he was King of the Ring. He held on. He kind of. And Zelina did that too. He kind of held that era of it for at least a couple of months. So, you know, and made it into a story. So, I mean, I think we can all agree that eventually they're all going to go head to head at one point. I just don't want it to be tomorrow.
Yeah. Right. I think one of them I think Bianca probably will lose in some weird interference, count out, like damage control was going to affect Bianca's loss, in which they probably attack her on the outside and she loses to a 10 count. That way she's like super protected and Jade advances. Or they're going to figure out a way that Bianca and Jade lose in the first round, in my opinion, via damage control. That's kind of like the safe way out. Neither one takes a pin. Neither one looks weak. It continues the story with damage control. Bianca and Jade won't fight until Mania Vegas. They ain't beefing until Royal Rumble, maybe, where one of them eliminates each other by mistake or costs each other something. But this is the long run. This is a dream match. They're going to stretch this. But it's good that they're planning these seasons happening because it gets us talking about it. But I think the Queen of the Ring will be Naomi. That's kind of like my pick. Yeah. Because, I mean, she took the L to Stratton and then, you know, took the double pin against Bailey. So, you know.
She's been taking a lot. She's been taking a lot of those. Not that also, I mean, that could also change at any point in time. I don't think that entirely matters, obviously, throughout the whole thing. But I mean, I gotta say, it does create an interest for me, the Naomi and Nia thing, especially when you also already have a bloodline feud going on with Tama Tonga already in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's pretty cool and pretty eerie, if you ask me. I think that's something we should keep our eye on. And honestly, just saying, Queen Nia has a ring to it. Just saying.
Oh yeah, did you see Naomi's tweet to Nia on Twitter? It would be on Twitter because it's a tweet. But she tweeted, Nia, you were not invited to the cookout, by the way.
She did. She did. I saw
they
that.
went there.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I saw that.
It's gonna be interesting Memorial Day weekend for them.
Well, it's interesting. I think both Naomi and Nia need this. I mean, think about this. Nia had been super hot and did not get the WrestleMania invite. So there's that. Naomi still needs that big win since her return. So I think we really need to be paying attention to this Naomi Nia match, because that could really tell us a lot.
The winner comes from that match, I believe.
I believe that.
From this match.
My question is, what is the possibility, or is there a possibility that all three of the big three lose?
I mean, it won't look very good if they do, would it?
Yeah, I mean,
if all three of them lose, then it would have to be. If all three of them lose, now that we know Bianca and Jade are inserted in this, that means it is 100% going to Tiffany or Nia.
Is Tiffany still in this?
I don't think they scrapped that match. I just don't think it's this Tiffany, right?
Tiffany's not in it at all.
I had to see the bracket. That's weird if they got rid of that whole match with Tiffany and Blair.
That's so wild.
Yeah, Tiffany's not in it at all.
Not sure what they're doing. Not sure what they're doing, but
I'm gonna go back and check because everything's changed so many times. I feel like
for the big three to be hyped up as this much, and for the excitement that it's caused throughout the WWE universe, I would not want to make them a short-term transitional tag team champions just to say that they wanted to put it on them. Like we didn't come this far just to get this far with these two. Technically three, since the damn point to the sign. I mean, is it possible that they could go head to head? Like, is it possible that you could maybe see we could see something totally unexpected where the tag teams, like Professor said, actually face each other? It's something we've never seen before. It's completely unprecedented in the King of the Ring. I mean, as far as I remember, going back to I have not seen a legit tag team win and hold tag team titles, and then also be a part of the Queen of the Ring and face off possibly. And then who takes the pin? Who takes the L on that? Or does Damage Control is that when Damage Control strikes and completely ruins the whole thing? And it's I mean, I'm not sure, but that at this point I'm not sure what they're doing, but I'm just gonna put my hands up and just say I trust it, and we're gonna see what happens.
We're gonna find out tonight, because I believe the confusion we have right now is from the fact that I don't think they've released the full women's bracket. The full women's bracket has not come out yet. So I think it comes out tonight. And we're still waiting for some matches that will happen over the weekend at the house shows. So I don't know if Tiffany isn't or not in it. I mean, is or isn't in it, because English is or isn't in the Queen in the Ring. But we're going to find out tonight, because I think they haven't revealed it, right? I remember the men's side having more action.
No, they did. They definitely did reveal some matches.
Yeah.
So I think there might be.
Bracket, I think.
Yeah, I think the Raw side was out for sure, and I think the SmackDown side is what they've said is happening tonight. Bianca versus Candice LeRae, Jade versus Piper Niven, Naomi versus Nia Jax. So what's the last match?
Jade and Piper Niven. Oh, they've
only said three matches, three women's matches.
That's what I'm saying. That's going to reveal tonight. We're going to reveal tonight. So it should be interesting. It's exciting. I can't believe we have another PLE already coming up, man. These things are happening quick. Like Mania was already a month ago. Like Cody's been champ for a month already. He got his first defense in last weekend. And now here we are to Saudi. King and Queen of the Ring. Because
it's a horrible name, by the way.
Yeah. The full, like when you say it,
I can't find a bracket.
Like King and Queen of the Ring, but it's
horrible.
Why would they call it like the Royalty Rumble? That's a horrible name too. My apologies.
They probably should have just left it as like Clash of Champions or whatever they used to call those shows when they go to Saudi. It was Clash of Champions or something, wasn't it? Night of Champions. That's it.
Yeah. Night of Champions. Yeah. Well, King and Queen of the Ring was supposed to happen last year, right? And then it got scrapped for Clash of the Champions. So I think King and Queen of the Ring kind of gives a big feel to the event, whether just having world champions defending on a PLE. That's pretty much any and every PLE. So it kind of, you know, gives the prestige back to King and Queen in the Ring, as opposed to being on an episode of Raw, SmackDown. It has actual brackets and quarterfinals and semifinals and actual finals, and there's pay-per-view behind it. I mean, PLE behind it. Because pay-per-view don't exist in WWE anymore.
Dale saying, asking a good question, because I'm sure we all saw, or we all have been seeing Charlotte Flair and her doing her rehab. And also, Honey would know this, reading Becky Lynch's book, Becky also refers to how Charlotte is just a beast as far as, you know, she comes back way before the scheduled time. So do you think we're going to see Charlotte appear in this?
I think that could be possible. If not during this, probably after this, and then maybe have a clash with the Queen in Germany, possibly, or Scotland, possibly, wherever, you know, when they have that, maybe if she's ready for it. The way Becky describes her in the book, literally, quote unquote, stronger than an ox. Okay, she says she's like an absolute Terminator, and I believe it, and we see it every time she comes back. You know, and it's, you know, it was unfortunate because we would have definitely looked forward to seeing Charlotte at Mania, but at the end of the day, it could kind of be a blessing in disguise for the Queen, because, you know, it's a very opportune time to take advantage of some title shots. You know, Becky's holding the world heavyweight title after Rhea had to vacate it from injury. Charlotte's probably going to be coming back through guns blazing and like, excuse me, pardon me, but you women are holding titles that I want, and I want them again because I can do that, and I'm Charlotte freaking Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just throw this into the atmosphere. Is there any chance that Piper Niven beats Jade Cargill to help kind of motivate her road to Clash at the Castle in her hometown?
Well,
which is next month.
Piper gets a disqualification win. That's the only way she's winning. If damage, I think damage control is going to affect both Bianca and Jade's match. Something's going to happen with that.
So we're ready.
I mean, that would be real hate if they did that, because damage control is on Raw now.
Out the window.
It's going to be shenanigans tonight.
The tag titles go anywhere, so
the tag titles go anywhere. So anybody,
so they easily could do that.
I mean,
that's the tag champions, not the challengers.
Styles flew to Australia to get his look back on LA Knight. So, you know, Damage Control with their titles back, they're gonna say, "Hey, don't worry about Queen in the Ring. Y'all need to worry about us scrapping with us at Queen in the Ring for those titles." So that's kind of, I can say, I like Viper. I'm a big fan of Viper. Do drop Piper Niven. I want to see her kind of go back on a roll here. Her and Chelsea Green are just phenomenal to me, and I think that, like, you kind of need, what is it? High tides rise all ships or all boats, whatever. Like, it makes everyone look stronger when you can kind of see that work. Or if Jade could somehow Piper Niven in her finisher. What is it? Jaded, whatever her finisher's called. Yeah, Jaded. Mm-hmm. If she could put Piper Niven and Jaded, then I'll pop for that. That'll be a sight.
I mean, so many possibilities. Oh, actually, I forgot to do one thing.
I'll just add for everyone, like Piper or Viper is absolutely massive in this country. Like, she is one of those people. Hero, sure. Yeah, like in Scotland, she goes absolutely crazy. In England, so I'm sure they'll find a way to put her on the show. So
yeah, because Clash of the Castle is September. No, is it September?
Next month. June. Next month.
It's June.
The first one was in September a couple years ago. It's next month. So they're doing King of Queen and Clash of the Castle back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Which is first? I'm not looking at my
Queen of the
Ring. King of the Ring's first.
Exactly. And then Clash of the Castle. Are they both in June?
No, King and Queen is this month.
Clash is this month, and then the other one's in June, and then right after that is Money in the Bank, top of July. Then SummerSlam's top of August.
Is it after Double or Nothing or before Double or Nothing?
Same weekend.
It is.
Same-
It's Saturday.
same
Saturday
weekend.
and Double or Nothing is Sunday.
Man, we getting a lot of wrestling. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, Double or Nothing, and then I think the same thing is going to happen with All In and Bash in Berlin, because All In is going to be that Sunday and Bash in Berlin's Saturday, the 31st of August.
Yeah.
We are spoiled, y'all.
Apparently so. Apparently
Enjoy
so.
wrestling and stop being freaky ass dudes in the audience, man. Just enjoy what's happening.
I mean, I
Stop
think
being a fan.
that, amazingly, I think that's the best way to end. I don't think we have any more stories. That's the best way. We have a great summer coming up. Well, we're WWT Live. We're going to be everywhere. We're going international, so you're going to see us everywhere. We're 300 million more, according to Jacob, who never shows up. And we have a lot of things going on. With that being said, I think it's time to put a bow tie on this. For those people who got the right answers, DM me, and I'll get you all your money and your merch, all that good stuff. But our special co-host next, let us know where everybody can find you.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. WrestleManiac UK on all your social platforms. I'm sure if you just type it in, something regarding myself and my work comes up. So, yeah.
Max, where you from, bruv?
Where am I from?
I'm sorry. That's very insulting. I'm sorry, bro.
It's fine.
Poser.
Welcome to
what part of England you're from?
So I'm from London. North London is where I'm from. So Tottenham.
Tottenham.
I'm sure you would have seen
Arsenal
Tottenham when the
supporter?
riots kicked off back in 2012, was it?
Hmm.
I'm an Arsenal supporter, yeah, because no one in Tottenham supports Tottenham.
Yeah, I support Chelsea. I'm like an Anglophobe or something. Somebody who wishes they were in London all the time. But yeah, I wake up at 4 a.m. to watch Chelsea football. No one cares about this. Sorry, go ahead.
This is definitely Kane. Kane definitely talks about that. And with that,
sorry about Harry Kane, by the way. You guys lost Harry Kane. Oh no, you're Arsenal, not Tottenham. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
But LOL Harry Kane the other night.
Yes.
They lost in the Champions League. That's the other podcast that me and Max are launching about football.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. With that being said, Kane, because we don't know when we're going to see you again, where can everybody find you?
Well, I'm in the process of coming back outside. Clearly, I'm breaking back out of my gobbledygookler shell to be back here excited. So follow me at Kane McCoy, CainMccoy. Looking forward to being back active in these wrestling streets again and seeing everybody outside. It's going to be fun.
Honey, where can everybody find you?
You can find me here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the WWT Live crew. Don't forget to check out the Honey SmackDown Watch Along, which will be happening right after this at 8 o'clock. Come on board and talk some wrestling-ish with me on WWT all streaming platforms. And also don't forget the NXT post show. NXT post show, louder for the people in the back, just saying. Post show happening Wednesday mornings, 10:30 Eastern time. I don't even know what the Pacific time is on that because I can't think of it right now. I think it's 7:30. I'm not sure. There you go, 7:30. And also TikTok Wrestling with Honey, Instagram Wrestling with Honey, Facebook Wrestling W Honey, and like and subscribe to YouTube. That's going to be up and running real soon. The Wrestling with Honey podcast.
And Seti said, where can everybody find you?
The EST doesn't want your follows today. Don't worry about where you can find me. What I do want you to do is go to wwe.com/shop, whatever the URL is. You know what the hell it is. Don't play me. Get them Lola Vice t-shirts. I want to see this chat in full aqua, teal. My fists do not lie. Use WWE24 for free shipping. I expect you to do this not now, right now. That's all I got.
Professor, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Bonnerfied across all of the social spaces. You can check out my commentary work with Southern Honor Wrestling and IWE on IWTV. I've got a big show with IWE tomorrow night, actually, so that should be fun. Also, you can check out my work with the Nightmare Factory on their YouTube channel, and there you will see the latest Student Showcase 13, which is there. So check that out. Also, my work with Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling is there. You can also check out my work with Ashe Wrestling. Lots of cool things happening there, AsheWrestling.com. And we're gearing up for our next big show on June the 22nd. Can't miss show. OMG. Also, check out my work with All Caribbean Wrestling at their YouTube page, where we've got some great things from Philly Mania, from Say It Loud, and a few other spaces as well. And in case you missed my work with the Shad Gaspard Memorial Cup, you can check that out on Triller TV or Fight TV. And of course, I'm here as well for WWT Live and for the NXT post show and ROH post show, which was very eventful this morning. If you guys missed it, go back and check it out. Quite the conversation. Happy 300.
Happy 300. Yes, you guys can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Everybody in the chat. We appreciate you. Oh, my dog's having hiccups. We appreciate you guys. You can follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www talkpod.com. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao, y'all.
300.
300.
Huge congratulations.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
300 episodes and counting of WWT Live. I am so happy to be a part of the Women's Wrestling Talk.
What's up, y'all? It's Wrestling with Honey here, and I just want to give a huge shout out and huge congratulations to the WWT Live crew on their milestone of reaching 300 episodes. And here's to 300 million more.
Yo, TK, it's the Black Mouth of the South, one half of the former reigning Undisputed Podcast Tag Team Champions. Your boy, the favorite, the man that has always been singing action, Jacob DeLawrence, coming in here just to say congratulations to you for 300 plus episodes of Women's Wrestle Talk.
Because he has the eye of the tiger.
He does have the eye of the tiger.
Are you sure about that? Because I say plus because this show ain't stopping. Congrats to you on what you've built and everything that you've done over the years. And thank you for letting me be a small part of it. And I promise I'm going to come back at some point. Ignore the background. Just got home. I got to go take care of some business. But I had to come give you your flowers, TK. And we salute the real and one and only TK, not the one down in Jacksonville.
Good evening, WWT family, all of my peers, WWT Live viewers, and all constituents. It is I, the mayor of Vice City, the prince of Parkerville, the duke of the Dolanverse, the EST of WWT, your EST, with a celebratory message for all of you who may not know that WWT Live has now hit 300 episodes. So in honor of WWT 300, you're welcome. What else can I say? You're welcome. We've been a year in this thing, 365 days plus a WWT Live featuring your EST, a brand that I helped elevate to new heights. And I look to see these new heights grow more and more and more as we pour in the next 300. Salute. Mayor out.
Congratulations to WWT Live on episode 300. I am your professor, Gerard Bonner, GB, Teflon G, whatever you feel like calling me. And I am just so excited to congratulate my friend TK Trinidad and all of Women's Wrestling Talk for this amazing moment. 300 episodes. And I have the unique distinction of being there from episode 1, story 1. It's an honor to still be rocking with the crew. I love what we get to do. Shout out to everybody in the chat, those who have listened to us via our audio podcast or you watch the show and chime in. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be a part of this family, and I'm excited to see what happens in the next 300 episodes. What new stories will we tell, and what new interesting things will be created? #1 Women's Wrestling Network on the planet.
Peace.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkPod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk.